Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Larry Levine.
Well, they took all these. Remember, these people came from a camp. I worked my way down. These are all fucking white collar people, and they're throwing them into this fucking institution, and it's a fucked up place, and they're all scared. I mean, it's a bad fucking place. Anything you could think about a Texas prison, this is it. So I do some legal research, and I figure out because these people are misclassified. I know this, but I couldn't prove it. These people shouldn't be here. So I do some research and I figure out that the BOP failed to put management variables on people. You know what a management variable is, Bill?
No.
Let's say you should be in a camp to put you in a low. Let's say you should be in a low based on your current crime, but your criminal history says you're going to a USP or a medium. It's called a management variable. All these fucking campers, these insurance fraud people and shit, wire fraud, they shouldn't be here. So anyway, I figure this shit out. They have a town hall meeting and they tell us that we're stuck here. There's absolutely nothing that we can do about it. And if we didn't like it, we could go ahead and sue them. Well, about 300 inmates spin their head and they turn around and they look at me. And I just look at them. Fucking phone never stops. Fuck you people. I turn my head around, or they turn around and look at me, and I look at them and just smile. The meeting's over. I figure out what I'm going to do. I gather all the disbarred lawyers that are there. All right, here's my legal team. I drew up a 90. Do I have it here? No, it's not on a shelf here. I drew up a 97-page class action habeas corpus lawsuit on behalf of everyone and those similarly situated. I sued the warden, I sued the Justice Department, and I sued the BOP. And I outlined all this shit. They played around with my legal mail, but eventually I caused them to move 300 inmates all over the country. And I hold the personal record of the largest mass movement of inmates in BOP history, all because we were stuck there, you know. And matter of fact, I had an associate warden ask me why I filed the lawsuit. I pointed to the unit manager. I go, well, I wasn't really going to do it, but this was her idea. She said, if we didn't like it here, go ahead and sue. So I did. Anyway, they move all these people around. They move me first to get rid of me. They moved me over to Taft, California. This is a private prison. This is where Tommy Chong was at. In fact, they had him working in the garden. Why not, of all places?
What's the difference between the public prison and the private prison?
Private prison, it's all money based. In other words, how many joints were you at, Bill? That many.
Seven.
Yeah, okay. The 7 club. Okay, I'm in the 11 club. Okay. You know, how often did they have commissary?
Once every 2 weeks, I believe. Some places was 2 weeks. Some places was 1 week.
1 week. Okay.
But I was in all state prisons. There were none of them were private.
Yeah, fuck it. You'll be able to relate to this. This is a business. It's a private prison. Well, they had commissary every day because no joke. They're making money off the inmates. They're selling pints of Haagen-Dazs. I mean, they're selling everything. They jack up the price of the sweats and all the shit, just like every place does. So the BOP, even though I'm in this private prison, I had a little job where I had a little fucking whisk broom and I would sweep the dirt off the steps that didn't exist. So my job took me 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes at night. I always said that in the feds, we pretend to work and they pretend to pay us.
I used to buff the floors.
Yeah. And you used to buff the floor. Did the floor really even need buffing? No.
It was already shiny. But people would come, like when we would go to chow and all that, people would drag their feet and put those scuff marks. So you gotta buff the scuff marks out.
All right. It's all fucking busy work. In the feds, they pay the inmates $12 17, 29, and 40 cents an hour. That's the pay. Your first month there, you get, I think it's $5.50. It's called maintenance pay. And I figured out when I was at Safford, because I had 300, well, not about 300, between 250 and 300 inmates working for me. I was the facilities operations clerk at Safford Prison.
I think it was 17 cents a day they
Yeah,
would pay
well,
you.
big bucks.
Yeah.
But I figured out how to manipulate. No, this is with Lompoc. When I was at Lompoc, now this wasn't at Safford, although at Safford I had about 300 inmates. I was able to get people $100 bonuses and shit. I was able to get shit done there. Matter of fact, they threw me out of there because I had like almost 300 inmates working for me. And they said that I had too much power and it wasn't normal. And that I was one step from carrying keys and a radio. And it just wasn't normal.
Yeah.
So I'm doing shit. Anyway, so I touched down at Taft, and I get called into the somebody's office, some administrator's office. They're trying to release. Oh, and I flew Conair also. You ever have anybody on that's flown Conair?
No.
When they moved me.
Well, I've had people on that were on Conair, but they really didn't speak on it. So,
Okay, when I left Latuna, El Paso, I skipped a whole bunch of shit here. See, this is the COVID. All of a sudden, out of the fucking these motherfuckers. The same fucking person keeps calling. I don't know who the fuck this is. Hold on, let me turn this motherfucking ringer off. Fucking cocksucker. All right. Anyway, over the loudspeaker, you hear, Inmate Levine, report to the lieutenant's office. Well, they're packing my shit out. They're packing me out. They're sending me somewhere else. Remember, this is the place that I filed the lawsuit and shit at. And we had some crazy people there that were smuggling shit in the visiting room. And remember back on 9/11 when a couple of planes crashed into the World Trade Center?
yeah.
Well, we had a guy locked up with us who owned the insurance company that actually insured the passengers on all these planes. And as he put it to me, how often does a plane crash? It happens, but not real often. How often do 4 planes crash in the same day? Doesn't happen. Him and his partners had been looting the insurance company's reserve fund for hundreds of millions of dollars. They didn't pay taxes on it. So they got him for tax fraud, not embezzlement. I don't know why. Maybe they did. But they all wrote checks for $210 million each to replace the money so nobody lost anything. This guy's wife was coming in to visit him all the time. And she's the one that actually I drew the lawsuit up. She filed it for me. Well, somehow this guy got caught with like fucking nose strips. Somehow, I don't know. And he obviously got these smuggled in from the visiting room. So they're doing their investigation. These fucking wannabe cops, staff members.
Yeah. Big sting, right?
Yeah, okay, yeah. What are you in for? I had nose strips. So they're calling everyone in to interview him, and naturally I get called in. They think I got my hand in everything. So he says to me, this guy, they called him Lock 'em Up John Garcia, maybe. It seems like they're all fucking Mexican or something. I don't know. My wife's Mexican, so don't you fucking people think I'm a racist. Anyway, I am a racist. No, I'm not. Lieutenant calls me in, asks me if I know anything about it. He's holding up the box like he's got the fucking gold Wonka ticket. He goes, do you know anything about this? I'm looking at it. I go, no, not really. He goes, well, if I find out you do, I'm going to come down on you hard. I'm thinking, oh, okay. I go, well, I know what's really going on here. And he goes, really? He goes, will you tell me? I go, sure, I'll tell you. I go, we're smuggling in helicopter parts, one part at a time. This guy's writing this shit down. I go, and then when the last part comes in and we're done building it, we're going to fly out of here. I don't know if this guy's like special kind of stupid or something. He goes, how do you know this? I go, because I'm the fucking pilot. He could get the fuck out of my office. This motherfucker throws me out of his office. I mean, these people, I don't know where you can't make this shit up. I don't know where they get them. I would go around because my shit made the newspapers while I was in the prison. I filed the lawsuit. The news media wanted to come in and talk to me because this was like unprecedented, the shit that I'm pulling. So I spread a rumor. I love spreading rumors to the staff because they're all fucking insecure anyway. I spread a rumor that there was a private prison being built in town, and they were all going to be out of a job. And the BOP was going to fuck them the same way they fuck us, and they don't care about them. And some staff are like, really? How do you know? I go, I just know things. And other staff are saying I'm full of shit. Well, my friend's wife, the lady with the planes crashing into the tower, she goes and puts out a fucking quarter-page ad in the El Paso Times about a new private prison opening. People with BOP experience should apply. So they see this shit. Now the staff is like, oh my God, he's right. How does he know this shit? I go, well, I fucking told you. So this is really funny. All the resumes start coming into her. These people are sending in resumes because they were told to. Well, she's taken all this information. You know what word search puzzles are with Bill? They got the letters going right, left, up, and down.
Yeah.
She's sending in word search puzzles off the fucking computer. And it has all their personal information on it. So I get all this shit coming in, and I convinced the staff that I was a mind reader, that I would stand in front of them like I'm the great Mozzini or something. I'd put my hand about a foot or so from their forehead. I go, and you live at, and your wife's name is, and I tell them shit about themselves. They're like, how could he fucking possibly know this shit? Because how would I really know? I read it off the word search puzzle.
You got nothing but time, right?
Well, they had no idea. Like, how is he doing this? Could you see why they wanted to get rid of me?
Yeah.
This guy's got to go. So anyway, I fully convinced him of this shit. Me and a friend of mine, he's in Vegas now, Frankie Figueroa. Remember, they built this prison in El Paso on an old Army airfield where they actually had B-52 bombers and shit. So we were on the tarmac. They put a fence around it. And there were big fucking cracks, like in the concrete or the pavement or something. And there's always a sandstorm. So these cracks were full of sand. Well, Region was coming. You know what Region is? The regional office for the prison. It's like their bosses.
Kind of like the wardens and the
overseers. The people above the warden's bosses.
Yeah.
The BOP has like 7 regional offices in the United States. And each one handles so many different prisons in so many different states. So region's coming, you know? You'd think like they're going to grow their dick a couple extra inches or something. So they would have inmates go around the institution and paint shit. I mean, just fucking spruce the motherfucker up. Well, me and Frankie got an idea. We went and got these little brooms and we went out onto the fucking pavement, the tarmac, and we started sweeping all the sand out of the cracks to make it look really nice. Because we figured that one of these stupid bitches coming from Region would be wearing their little high heels and they'd get their fucking foot caught in there. We fucking trip these fucking bitches or something. Some lieutenant sees us sweeping this out.